Record. All right, guys, welcome to our February new coach call. I'm excited to see all these new faces. I'm Christina, obviously. I hope you know that. I wanted to take not a lot of time tonight, but kind of give you an overview of Beachbody coaching, what your first steps should be, and then I want to open it up to questions. I'm going to tell you right now, don't be shy. Please don't be shy. This is a relationship business, and I'm here to build a relationship with you and to help you and to answer your questions and to get you guys, to take that first step into coaching and start helping people, because that's what it's all about. But in the same, as you start helping people, you start building a really cool business. And so I want that for you guys. This obviously has been a very life-changing experience for me. So I am completely balls to the wall on sharing not only our products, but the business opportunity too, because number one, it changes you physically, your health, it changes your attitude. But number two, it creates a lot of amazing things in your life that I think you might find to be new and exciting, like meeting a lot of new people, whether it's in the challenge group or in the coaching team, meeting like-minded people. I mean, I don't have to tell you that you go on social media and it's like, there's negativity everywhere, there's chaos everywhere, but when you kind of step into the world of Beachbody, it's kind of different, right? Everybody's positive and upbeat and kind of striving for more in their life, whether it's just in fitness, whether it's fitness and business. So it's really cool, and you get to network with people from all over the United States. And so I want everyone to really embrace that, embrace coaching for all that it is and all that it can be. I will totally validate everyone's feelings right now and say, if you are stressed out or feeling overwhelmed, that is normal. That is completely normal. And the reason why I like to always start with that is because one day you're not a coach, the next day you are a coach, and you're thrown into this crazy, very fast moving environment. Like, if you guys haven't noticed already, some of you have been a coach for a few weeks, maybe even a month. Some of you are brand new, and then you get added to not only your challenge group, and you're expected to show up every day and post and work on your fitness. And, a lot of you are doing 80-day obsession, longer workouts. You're doing time nutrition. That takes time. And all of a sudden you become a coach and you're in this team page, and I'm posting 8 million things a day, and there's people hitting Success Club 30, and you're like, how does that happen? I don't know. And it's crazy. And I totally validate your feelings if it's a little bit much, but it's normal, and you'll take time. It'll take some time to adjust, but always remember, number one, this is your business, right? So on Facebook, yes, there's groups and there's all that stuff, but you get to control the information you take in, and I want you to always be cognizant of that, right? I just today, number one, I will say, I want you to always plug into the TTT group. Like that's number one, because that's where I spend most of my time. So when I post in there, I want you to have notifications on for that group. I don't care about any other group, but for that group, keep your notifications on. I just started an Instagram training that we're going to kick it off next Monday. Up to you whether you want to join that. There's no gun to your head. There's no anyone pressuring you to jump full into that. That group will always be available for you. In fact, that training is after we're done next week is going to go into Diesel Nation Academy, which we're going to talk about. So just remember that you control the flow of information that comes to you, especially as a new coach. As you grow in the business and you've been around for a year, you know how to keep up, you know what to keep up with, you know what's important, what's not. But for right now, don't feel like you have to be everywhere at the same time. That's a surefire way of getting paralyzed with way too much information, and that's the last thing I want you to do. I want this relationship to be me and you, me and you, me and you. And when I say, okay, I want you to do this, okay, do that. Or I want you to, okay, now's your time to start learning those Instagram tricks, okay, do that. Or when you're ready, you do it. But don't think you have to do everything at once, because what I always tell every single one of the coaches that join me on this journey, your number one priority is not the business right now. And some people come in and they're like, yeah, they want to jump straight into the bit, and that's cool. But if in that process you forget your fitness journey or don't prioritize your fitness journey, the business is going to be harder to build, because what we do is very, very much so built on trust, right? And people are looking at you as inspiration. And when they join you, it's because they have found you to be trustworthy in the journey. So if you come in guns blazing into the business, and then all of a sudden you stop posting about your workouts or stop sharing about the journey that you're on with ADD Obsession or 21 Day Fix or whatever it is that you're doing, or even sharing about why you're drinking Shakeology, and it's just business or nothing at all, right? You're not sharing anything, then you're not going to have that trust factor, and it's going to be harder to build your business. So number one priority is your fitness journey and building that story. I always tell everyone has a story. Some people come in and they're like, let's say naturally thin people that become coaches. They're like, well, I don't really have a story to tell. I don't have this big weight loss story. No. That's like the wrong thing to think. Everybody has a story. Everybody is here for a reason. And there's probably multiple reasons why you decided to get fit, you decided to become a coach, you decided to join this team, you decided to do all the things that you're doing right now. So remember, those are the stories that you're developing as you start your business. But always, always remember, you come first, business comes second. Every time in the last 8 years, you guys, and this is tried and true, that I've lost my way in my fitness journey, my business has suffered. There is a direct correlation between the two. So whenever, this is good advice for 6 months down the road, right? After you've done your first round of ADD Obsession, or after that, and you're like, maybe you feel like you've lost momentum, recommit. Just recommit to your fitness. Get that energy back into your body about why you love this, and it just changes your momentum completely. That has to be number one. Number two is we have this thing called the vital behaviors. And if you've already gone through a little bit of Diesel Nation Academy, or maybe heard any of the national wake-up calls, just turning off my text messaging, you might have heard that term, the 4 vital behaviors. As a brand new coach, that literally is the foundation for our business. Even as a coach that's been in the business 8 years, it really is the foundation for our business. So what are the 4 vital behaviors? The first one we already talked about is being proof the products work, right? That every day you're pushing play to your program, you're drinking Shakeology. If you're drinking Energize, you're drinking it, whatever it is that you're doing, you're just being proof the products work. It doesn't mean you have to be a fitness professional or be in tip-top shape or anything like that, but that you're showing up and you're showing your friends, your family, the people around you that this works, right? But not only in losing weight, it works in all aspects of life. Right? If I were to rattle off some things that have helped me as a coach over the last 8 years, number one, I've learned how to eat. I was a freaking baby when it came to nutrition, didn't eat any vegetables. And because of this, it opened my eyes, right? So I have that story. I stopped smoking. I now don't crave unhealthy food. I now enjoy working out. You know what I mean? So there's all the things that you can be proof of throughout this journey. It's not just a number on a scale, right? There's a lot of things that you should look at and consider. The second one is personal development. And you probably, I know Stephanie, you started reading personal development already. This was one of the things that when I joined and I heard someone say I needed to read personal development, I was like, but I'm not broken. I don't know what you mean. Like, I got it together, right? But when I read that first book, and my first book was The Slight Edge, and it's totally old school, but I still recommend it because it really gives perspective in both fitness and in business. It really opened my eyes, and I understood, oh, this is why you do it. It's because, I always say, what we do, this business is our side hustle, right? It's You know, I have my son's 2 teachers on this call. I know that you guys have full-time jobs too. You do something else that pays your bills, right? This might help you pay some bills, but you could actually pack up and say, I don't want to do this tomorrow, right? I would be heartbroken. I would cry a little bit, but you can do that. You really can. It's what I heard on an audio very early on in my career. It's a volunteer army. And that's really what it is. You know, you have to do this because there's something pulling you towards it, that you love it so much. And that even when times get rough, instead of throwing in the towel, you lean in because there's something drawing you in. You have a reason why you're here, right? You're going to hear the term, find your why. You know, I read this book, right? Find your why. It's super important that there's a reason why you're doing this. You know, for some people, it's, Girl Wash Your Face. That's a great book too. If you, some of the newer ones, I haven't picked a book yet. I agree with Katie. This is a new book that just came out. It's called Girl Wash Your Face. And it's really good. So that's a good recommendation. But there's going to be bad times, you guys. There's going to be good times. There's going to be months where you're rocking and rolling. And there's going to be months where you're like, hello, anybody out there? Like, nobody's talking to me. And it's personal development that keeps you going, because it's what gives you the energy. It's what feeds your mindset with courage and strength to keep going, to forge through, to allow you to have this vision of what this business can do for you, but it also keeps you disciplined in the daily activities despite the hurdles that you might face. And let's face it, you're building a business, right? Some of you have big, huge, gigantic goals for this business. Some of you have little goals for this business. You might want to pay for groceries or pay for your car. Some of you are looking at this like, whoa, I believe in it. I can see this as something bigger than that. But if you don't have the right mindset, none of those things come true, right? Because you'll be the first one to throw in the towel. You'll be the first one to walk away. You'll be the first one to say, I can't do this. And just like any business, you guys, whether you're opening up a clothing boutique or a food restaurant, any kind of business, it takes work, right? It takes time, it takes sacrifice, it takes hustle, it takes vision, it takes creativity and learning stuff. So that's why personal development is so critical. And so early on in my career, when I finally read that first book and said, okay, I get it now, it really is one of those key pieces to this business. And you will find, if you stay consistent in it, whether you read or listen to audio, whatever you choose to do, that it doesn't only improve the business, it improves everything in your life, your relationships, the relationships with your children. If you have children, it improves at work and, your outlook at work. It improves your fitness focus. It does so many good things. So embrace that vital behavior, because it really can be life-changing in so many respects. And as you grow in the business, you'll hear me say that you have to invest in your personal development, and you'll see me go to seminars, summit, like for Beachbody coaches in June is an investment. And believe it or not, yes, you're going to have fun. You're going to work out. You're going to be awake for, 100 hours and be exhausted. But it's like personal development on steroids. And that's why people always, you hear the stories of, highly successful coaches who started their business because of Summit, because they come just jazzed up after hearing all the success stories and all the talks and everything. So that's a little bit down in the path, but that's how important it is that I actually spend money on this stuff. Like we're going to San Antonio in May, and we do all these trips because it is that important. So I've talked about focusing on you, about the environment. First of all, I'm talking about the vital behaviors, and I've missed two. Important is inviting, and this is a very complicated one. I'm not gonna lie. Inviting is our business, right? We can talk about posting on social media, but that is just one little itty bitty part of the invitation process. yes, social media is very important, and that's why we train on it. That's why we're doing this Instagram group. That's why we're doing all these things. But inviting really means relationship building. And remember at the beginning of the call when I said that this business is really based on trust and having people trust you. Well, it's a big part of that. It's starting a conversation with someone and offering what you can offer as a coach, and building that trust until they say yes, building that relationship until they say yes to your group, yes to coaching, yes to whatever, right? So in Diesel Nation Academy, you're going to hear me reference that ad nauseum. I'm going to tattoo it on my forehead. I'm like, join Diesel Nation Academy. There's a whole section that I broke down, in my opinion, what it means to invite. The social media aspect of it, the messaging aspect of it, the different ways of doing it. And in fact, last year at Summit, I did a whole presentation with Liz Harty, who's my success partner, on inviting. And we talked about both. So if you want, there's a I actually have it in Diesel Nation Academy in written form. And I also linked the video to that presentation too. And I truly believe that we did a great job in encapsulating what inviting is. But never, and this is one huge thing that I think I see a lot of new coaches, misconceptions that I think a lot of new coaches have, is that it's just about social media, right? Because you might see someone that's been in the business for a long time throw up a post, a call to action where they're saying, join my next group. And you have like people drop their emails, and there's 10 emails, and they're like, oh, well, that's how you do this. No, that took time for that coach to get to the point where you have 10 people dropping an email. That coach, when he or she started her business, was messaging people and inviting her friends and family and doing the work behind the scenes. So as she built her social media accounts, she could get there eventually one day. Does that make sense? Right? So don't make that assumption that you just throw up a post and you fill a challenge group, right? No, you throw up a post and then you got to hustle to fill the challenge group, right? Right, Stephanie? That's the way it works, and it truly is. So don't get that impression that it's like that, that you just post and the sales just come through. When you post, that's when the work begins, right? And then the last one is recognition. And this is basically when you have a customer join your group, or a coach join your team, that you just recognize them for good things that they do. And this became a vital behavior a few years ago. It wasn't actually part of the original 3. And the reason why it became a vital behavior is because we realized that the more you recognize someone, the more likely they are to repeat behavior, right? And I think that's just human psychology. So when a coach sells a challenge pack, you'll see me in TTT celebrate that, right? You'll see me post, gift party, and everybody, drops their thing, because at the end of the day, you guys, and I don't know, where you work and whether it's an amazing environment, but most people, I don't like to generalize completely, but most people, their full-time jobs is lacking in praise and recognition. They can be the biggest rock star at what they do, and a lot of times that recognition that people desire, they want, they need, is lacking. I know it was for me in my full-time job when I was an attorney. I could have won the biggest hearing for our client, or an amazing mediation presentation, and it was like crickets, right? And of course that makes you feel horrible. You want to be praised for a job well done. So in fitness, in coaching, whenever you start having customers and coaches on your team, recognition. And it doesn't even have to be coaching related, that they did something amazing. Like you see people recognize people for running 5Ks and just different things like that, because it makes people feel good. So if I had to summarize the recognition, vital behavior is just try to make people feel good. And that's how you create the community. That's how you create that culture. All right. So those are the vital behaviors. So what do you do now? Right? is we got to talk about goal setting, and we have to talk about your first steps. What's cool is that if you go to dieselnationacademy.com, I'm going to tattoo it. The whole first section is step by step what I want you to do. And a lot of you have already done that. But if you look at some of the links that I have in that first step, like make your first move, I even give you what to say to people, right? You can print out a PDF and how do you message your first 20, right? Who's your first 20? Your siblings, your mom, your dad, some of your closest coworkers, whoever's in your inner circle. And what do I say to them? Or I even tell you what to say. And the reason why I have it broken down that way is because you gain your confidence in sharing and in starting your first challenge group with those closest to you. I'm going to circle back to that concept from the beginning of trust, right? I told you at the beginning that trust is something you have to earn as you share your story, as you post on social media, as you show up consistently every day. Who are the people where you've already have trust built in? It's your closest friends and family. So for the most part, your business will start there. My sister started her business with me, right? My sister her second coach was her husband. Same thing with me. My first coach was one of my best friends and my husband, right? Our businesses start with those closest, and then you start gaining momentum. And you use those first people to start building success stories, right? You get your sister into a challenge group and you get her to get amazing results, and then you post her results and like, look what my sister did. Oh my God, she's so amazing. And then that's how you start attracting people, right? So get your closest people on board. And I know some of you are going to be like, well, my closest friends and family are the biggest haters, right? Some people have that problem. I get it. Find other people, right? Like just go and find other people, right? And those they will come around, right? They will come around as long as you show up and you stay consistent and you prove that this works. So don't give up just because I'm telling you, start with your friends and family. You're like, yeah, but my friends and families are haters. Like, yes, you can still grow a business. You just have to go find other people, and you can totally do that. All right, so let's talk about what your initial goals are. I will tell you what these are generically. These have to fit with what you want. Remember, I'm your coach, but you determine what it is that you want, right? Like, so I'm just going to give an example. Stephanie, at the beginning of the month, set the goal of she wanted to hit Success Club. This is her first full month as a coach, right? So in your first full month as a coach, I want you to, generically, like if I'm talking about her, she set this goal. So I pushed her, and she was on the Team Cup with me, which is a competition in February. And guess what? Today, she crossed off the goal. And doesn't it feel awesome, Stephanie? Yeah. Woo! So I will push you to what you state you want to accomplish, right? So if you set the goal of, I want to hit Success Club, then I want to push you to do that, right? And Success Club is one of those generic first goals that I want everybody to understand. Don't misinterpret Success Club as it's the only thing you should want to achieve. That is very important, because we have and I'm gonna break down Success Club in a second, but I want you guys to understand that you became a coach, and part of that reason is to make money, right? Raise your hand if you want to make some money. Right, I want to make some money. We have a huge product line. Beachbody On Demand is huge. Obviously, you have Shakeology and the Nutritionals. We have Ultimate Reset. We have 3-Day Refresh. We have so much to offer people. So I don't want you to just pigeonhole into Success Club and ignore everything else. So Success Club comes from the selling of challenge packs or our nutritional products on home direct, right? They have to be on home direct. But if you only do that, and let's say someone comes to you and says, I'm a CrossFitter and I just want Beachbody On Demand so that I can, on my days off from CrossFit, I can do yoga or something like that. And you're like, yeah, but you have to drink Shakeology and you have to do this and you have to, and they're going to be like, whoa, I just want a Beachbody on demand. And sure, you can introduce them to that. But if they're not ready for that, embrace where they're at the time, and that's Beachbody on demand. And guess what? That earns you a commission, right? And you have to be long-term focused. That person that you provide great customer service to and hook them up with their Beachbody on demand subscription, guess what? They start doing Beachbody on demand, anything, right? Whether it's yoga or the 21-day fix, what is being sold to them by Beachbody at every corner? Shakeology, energize, recover. So they'll start hearing the message. And most of those customers, and you guys are going to experience it, that go to Amazon and have the 21-day fix because they went to Amazon. And then you're like, you announce you're a coach and they're like, yeah, I want to join. I already have everything. I have the 21-day fix. Don't throw them out, right? Because they might in the future become a full customer or even a full coach. They might even become a coach because they start drinking Shakeology and love it. So as a new coach, I want you to embrace the help everybody, right? Gather customers, gather people, and just give them a good customer experience, and they will eventually become paying customers. And that's the ultimate goal, right? But it's always a but. Success Club is important, right? And Success Club means that at least three of those customers are on Shakeology HD, right? They buy a challenge pack or they sign up with Shakeology HD. Why? Well, because those customers are embracing the entire Beachbody experience. You want to find people like you that came in and embraced the full Beachbody experience, which is fitness, nutrition, support, and community, right? Because those customers, number one, not only do they give you a nice commission when they sign up, but every time their Shakeology ships, right, or their continuity product ships, you get paid for that. And the statistic is the customers that are on Shakeology HD are more likely to become coaches, right? Because that's the goal. You want them, even if they're discount coaches, you want them to become a coach. And those coaches stay on Shakeology the longest, right? So think long term and always try to have that goal that at a minimum, you want as many customers as you can, but at a minimum, 3 of them start with a challenge pack or Shakeology Home Direct. And that gets you into what we call Success Club. And the reason why Success Club is important is because, number one, as a brand new coach, if you hit it in your first 3 months as a coach, you can earn your ticket to Summit. That's a big deal. I know it's hard right now to say, oh, I'm going to commit to going to Indianapolis because you don't know yet. You feel scared. You're like, I just signed up, but you don't know how you're going to feel next month. You might be like, man, I love this. I'm going to Summit. So just set the goal, right? Set the goal and get the ticket and then determine whether you're going to make the investment or not. That's obviously up to you and to your family, but don't not shoot for it, right? Because you get gifts, right? Success Club, the company gives a sense of free stuff every single month. Every single month it's a new thing, whether it's an actual like gift or it's a PD podcast or something like that. They're always fantastic. And then Beachbody is also the only network marketing company this is a network marketing company where we have a lead system. All right. So if you guys, you probably know this, there's Team Beachbody, which is us, the coaches. And then there's Beachbody. Beachbody is the parent company. And Beachbody markets to people direct, right? They use us to market to people and for us to build our business. But Beachbody also markets to people to sign up for Beachbody on demand, to purchase Shakeology, to purchase their continuity program products and everything. Everyone that purchases from Beachbody gets put into a wheel And if you are an Emerald coach, and I'll talk to you about that in a second, and in Success Club, you get these customers put into your back office for free. Like, yeah, you get like, well, I hate to use the word free customers, but that's in essence what they are. So as an Emerald coach, you don't earn the commission off the first purchase of that customer. You'll see them pop into your back office, and you won't get a commission. If they end up purchasing something later, you do get paid off of that. Now here's why it's important to push yourself. If you're Emerald and you hit Success Club 10, right? So there's Success Club 6, which is a minimum of 6 points. Success Club 10 is over 10 points. You get what we call paid leads. These are customers that have purchased, let's say, a Shakeology one-time shipment, or even a Shakeology HD from going to Shakeology.com. Well, Emeralds who hit Success Club 10 or higher get paid leads. And this can be anywhere between 2 and 3 customers a month where you do earn the commission off of them. So not only am I making commission off of the customers I'm drawing into my business myself, but because I hit Success Club 10 every month, Beachbody's giving me customers, and I'm getting paid on those as well. So that's why Success Club is one of those goals where I've always found to be non-negotiable, because not only is it moving my business forward, but it's also giving me all the perks. The other perk is it's basically how you earn your way onto the trips. So you probably see, that there's not March, but in April, there's a trip to Riviera Maya. Next March is a cruise, right? You can literally right now, each and every single one of you, get on the wait list for the cruise. And the cruise, by the way, leaves from Fort Lauderdale. They're fun. There's so much. Imagine a whole ship of just Beachbody coaches. Like people that are in shape. Not everybody's in shape, but happy and waking up at the crack of dawn to work out, just having a great time. You can literally get on the wait list and work towards that cabin. And a lot of people end up going. I've had coaches that get on the wait list late in the year and end up going on the trip. So you earn your way into that, and you pay, quote unquote, pay for your cabin by just earning Success Club points consistently, and you work your way through the wait list. So that's another reason why Success Club is important. All right. Have I provided way too much information? I wanted to do one more thing and then let you guys go. All right. I want to say that, and I'm gonna give you some characteristics of what I believe successful new coaches do, so that you can at least have like a barometer of where you stand, and when you start working your business, where to go. But I am your coach, right? Everyone that I think I'm looking, I know Daniela's sponsored by Stephanie, but we have a very close relationship because of DJ, but I'm your coach. And a lot of times, I think Stephanie's heard this speech already. Some people have heard this speech already, but I'm never too busy to help mentor my coaches. I might not be able to do a call when you need a call, but we will get it done. Please text, message on Facebook, email, whatever it is, because this is my full-time job, right? And my full-time job is to not only be your fitness coach, but to help you in your business, right? So never feel like a lot of times I hear this, but you seem like you're so busy. Yeah, so are you. You're freaking busy, right? But you still ask me the question. I should be able to answer the question. So don't feel like you can't reach out or anything like that. I'm always busy. We're all always busy. But this is what I do for a living. I literally do this for a living. So don't feel that you can't reach out to me. So what are some of the characteristics that I found of new coaches that, come in and start getting some momentum in the business? Number one, they know why. They know why they're here. And this might take a little bit of time for you guys to figure it out, but dig deep. Dig into that pit of your soul and elicit why you need this in your life.
Close your eyes, take
It,
it, whatever.
monetary. Is there a monetary driving factor behind this? And if it is, what is it? Why are you doing this business, and what are you working towards that you need so bad? When I started my business, it wasn't anything. It was just get in shape. Like my why was very superficial because I told my sister, I'm not doing the business. I just want to get in shape. Okay, when I started helping people little by little, I started realizing, oh my God, if I just focus on this a little bit more, treat it more like a business, learn it, right? Because that's a key component to this, is actually learning or being a student, because you're never fully learn it. So understand that you will never fully learn everything in this business. Just be a student of the business, that I could pay off credit cards. And so then that became a motivating factor. And then little by little, it just began to grow from there. But what is it that you think, if you can hustle, if you can step out of your comfort zone, if you can post on social media, even though it makes you super uncomfortable, why? Like, why would you do that? So that's number one. You know why. Number two, you're willing to hustle and sacrifice, right? When I see some of my new coaches making moves, they appreciate that they're entering. It's like you're entering like a new way of life. We are all very busy, and now I've injected into your life a business. You might think that you're freaking nuts for doing this, and you probably are, but you can do this. You can do this because if it's important to you, you'll find the time. And I did that. I was a practicing attorney. I had when I signed up as a coach, DJ was 4 months old, right? Marley was 2, and I was like a 3-year attorney, like in hell practically. But I found this to be important because it made me feel really good. And so I just found the time to do it. I sacrificed some sleep. I sacrificed watching TV. I did the things, people said to do. Be on calls, right? That's part of the hustle, is doing things like this. The national wake-up calls. They're pretty short, but man, they're good. And what a bank of information at your fingertips that you can, on the way to work, plug in and, say, oh, inviting is something I don't really grasp. Let me go through the national wake-up call list. Oh, look at that. Bonnie Engel did a call. You don't know anybody's names at this point, and that's cool. But that chick, Bonnie Engel, just did a call on inviting. Let me check that out. You know what I mean? So it's about that hustle. Number 3 is absolutely remaining consistent. Whether it's sunny outside, whether it's raining, whether you don't feel like it or you feel like it, you do it anyway. That's a characteristic of someone that will be successful. Today, I did not feel like it. I honestly did not. I was not in the mood, but I showed up. I pushed play. I posted a few things on Facebook and Instagram, and I shot out some messages. Did I want to? No. I didn't want to, but I did it anyway because I know it's important. Number 4, they're problem solvers. And this is key. Like I said, there's going to be times in this business that are going to be challenging. It's not always rainbows and sunshines. There's trends and peaks and valleys in this business that you'll find if you have that longevity mindset. November, December, yeah, expect that it's not going to be super easy because people are spending money on the holidays, right? They're focused on that. But then here comes January and February and March. And now we're talking a year from now where you guys have been showing up like bosses to your business. What do you think is going to happen next? Might not be right now, right? Because you're still building, what's the key word? Trust. But next January, February, March, when it's raining people wanting to be healthy and fit and lose weight, guess who's going to be rolling in their business? You guys. You see how that works? Yeah. I don't say this to brag, but you know how many successful points I had with the launch of 80 Day Obsession in December and January? 160. Why? Because I freaking show up every single day and I crushed 80 Day Obsession, right? It all works hand in hand. Don't take that for granted. It's not because of anything. It's because I work really hard. You know what I mean? show up, build trust, build trust, build trust. When in January, when people are like, man, I really need to lose weight, guess who's going to be there? Like, hey, Beachbody coach. You know what I mean? That's going to be you guys. And number 5 key is participate. Not only in your challenge group, but in the team. Don't be shy. Like, you literally are stepping into a family. Like, Diesel Nation is very family oriented. My PS team, TTT, and that group. If you sell a challenge pack or you sell a Beachbody on demand or whatever it is, post it, because everybody wants to celebrate, or tell me, or you know what I mean? So we can celebrate. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. If you see someone like rocking the business, ask them, ask me, whatever it is, just participate, because coaches that participate and feel the community stay engaged. They stay engaged, and when they say they're going to hit Success Club, they're going to hit Success Club. They're going to make it happen. When they say they're going to hit Emerald, you better believe it's going to happen. So stay engaged and participate. All right. Questions. Does anybody have any questions? Because I know there was a lot here. No? No questions? I'm so good that I answered all your questions. Yeah? Good? Melody, did you unmute yourself? I think you have a question.
Okay, so I did have a question. So if I just started like a week ago, does my first month start March 1st? So this last week.
That's actually a really good question. That's an awesome question. So it could be either one. If you hit Success Club this month, this counts as your first full month or your first month. But if you don't worry. Your first month will be March. They do that because, like you guys, you signed up just a few days ago. So they can expect you to learn this, that, and the other, get comfortable and hit Success Club. Some people do that, of course, but it's okay. Your first full month will be March, then it's April, and then May for Success Starter. Yeah. Daniela, you're at 4. You need to lock that in. You got 2 days, sister. 2 days. Make it happen. All right. Katie, you too. I'm watching you. All right, you guys. So I will post a recording just in case you want to reference this call, or you have a coach you want to share it with, or anything. And then remember, let's stay engaged. Let's stay consistent. You'll see. Here's another thing. You'll see. You know what? I need to say something before we go. You'll see, number 1, on March 1st, we start sharing our goals for March in the team page. Participate, post your goals. Number 2, this is key. You're going to start seeing events that I do. In fact, there was supposed to be one this Wednesday. I canceled it because I realized that I wasn't giving enough people advance notice to prepare. Next Wednesday, March 7th, is a coach sneak peek. You'll get used to the lingo, right? There's lingo with the business. What's a coach sneak peek? That is a presentation that I do with a few coaches on the team where we share our stories, we share a little bit about the business and what it entails, and we invite your people to join your team, right? We call these a third-party tool. You want to invite 5 women to join your team as coaches, but you don't really know how because you're brand new. Well, shoot them into this group, right? We post, the video goes into a group, and you just tell them, I'm going to add you here, just watch the presentation, and then we'll talk about it later. So we do the work for you, in essence, right? So that's for the business. That's called a coach sneak peek. We give them a sneak peek into the business, and we gently invite them to join your team. I've also started doing this thing. I just did one last month. I thought it was pretty good. I want to try to gain momentum with it, and it's called a friends and family sneak peek, where you guys can invite your spouse, invite your boyfriend, invite your sister, to listen to me gently push your challenge group, right? I don't go in their face and say, oh, you have to join. But I tell them what it is. I tell them what to expect. A little bit about Shakeology, my story with Shakeology, my weight loss story, so that they can see kind of the insider's perspective, and I help you kind of gently steer your people towards your challenge group. Okay, so we do that. You'll see team calls. Those are awesome. On Monday, it's going to be Instagram focused because we're going to tie it into the Instagram 5-day training. But those happen about every other Monday. So you'll see, we'll post the calendar for the month, and you could, put it inside your calendar so you don't miss these events. What else? Oh, and then last thing, I'll just share this. Some of you, when you start your business, you might have one challenger or two challengers. I just posted in TTT the other day, let me help you, right? If you want to plug them into my group, I can make you an admin. You can add them into that group. Of course, I'm going to ask you to help me help them, right? Don't just dump them and leave. I want you to be a coach with me, so that when you gain your confidence, you can start your own groups. Yeah? Okay. All right. Whew. All right, guys. So you ready? Let's keep attacking. Let's keep doing this. All right. Ask me questions. Hit me up. Let's have a good March, because March is right around the corner. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.